Gothic literature demonstrates the consequences of a disruption in a natural order. Gothic literature is a representation of society dealing with the issues and its consequences in order to advise and educate its readers, of course against the actions of protagonists and antagonists. This also deals with the religion, nature being the natural order in society, as religion centers itself around the confession of sins done by men and or women. People are seen to be punished or seen for doing wrong throughout time. That of course is a different way of presenting Gothic lit and genre, both modern and traditional. Some examples of course include Dracula, Twilight Zone, as well as the different and multiple episodes of Netflix. The main one of my favorites still to this day, came to be that of the great and mysterious Count Dracula. Here's my skit on how I view Gothic modern and postmodern, and this will prove my method and the truth of it all.
We are gathered here tonight to resurrect Count Dracula.
Rise, Dracula, rise, Dracula, rise, Dracula, rise, Dracula.
Witches, attention. Speak, fools.
We are here to do your bidding.
We are your slaves.
For 200 years I have laid dormant. I need life. I shall drain all of your blood.
All over! He has deserted me!
Be quiet. I do not like you.
But Master...
You no longer count.
No!
Rise.
Master, please!
Rise.
Master,
I shall chop off your head and fill your mouth with tongue and drive you with a stone.
Rise, Dracula, rise, Dracula.
After all, the display of the Gothic genre proves the definition of Gothic as being, in my opinion, that of an art, a style, civilization, language, and so forth. It is just based also now on the color and complexity of the person and how deep they take the definition of Gothic and or being a Gothic. Just most of the time, they let it go way over their heads, or could be living that lifestyle of being a Gothic, but most of the time others see it as being evil or condemned by a certain spirit. In actuality, generally, however, they are being criticized and looked upon as outcast. They are not. They are just as human as we are and should be treated as so. This is how I see and define the term Gothic. This is simply because I see it every day. Also, another example and quality of the Gothic genre could be throughout their everyday lives or just emotionally. When you see a person with a lot of emotional boundaries and strife, then they could be looking as the Gothic genre, as an outlet or a way out. They could use it as a place to relieve some stress, pain, and tension. This is another way they present it as. And I'm not only referring to the Goths, but just people in general. Therefore, through Dracula, the werewolves, witches, warlocks, and monsters, period, this semester has shown me a different outlook on the Gothic genre. I'm glad I see it differently because I myself used to be one of those to judge. I'm glad I see it now for what it really means, and is which just a normality and a switch on life. This presentation proved it all. As the great Edgar Allan Poe himself once stated, the best Gothic of all would have been described through the poems and effects from the quotes. Poe stated, "Deep into the darkness peering long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before." As the great Gothic Dracula also stated and implied, every known superstition in the world is gathered into the horseshoe of the Carpathians as if it were the center of some sort of imaginative whirlpool. If so, it may be very interesting, the true meaning of the Gothic, and present the darkness as the light.